it's like it's pretty late right now. It's like 12:30. Yeah, on Korean time, and it's actually pretty. Yeah, I think I need to actually just learn to sleep early because I have been uh, traveling a lot recently. And okay, the thing is this. I wanted to talk a little bit about this. I've been doing so, like thinking about it since the last few months, but I haven't had time to think about it, to do it. And I think now that I'm like officially, I mean, I'm check in the hostel, and I have my own space and everything, and I'm actually in familiar surroundings too in Seoul instead of the other Korean cities. So or even in Busan I could do that as well, but basically in a more familiar setting. So the thing is this: I feel that I can actually just spend some time, uh, maybe just talk a little bit about this. Okay, what do I mean about this thing that I've been talking about? Trauma, trauma-versaries. Okay, anyway, just sorry, I'm just while I apply for my moisturizer before I go to talking. Okay, the thing is this: we talk about trauma-versaries. Okay, when we talk about trauma-versaries, they specifically refer to our body and mind, how we actually retain the memory of something traumatizing that has happened, okay, in the past. It can be many years ago. Okay, so it doesn't need to be just like you know um, right recently. So trauma-versaries can occur a long time ago, and the thing is that even if it's like decades or years and years away, or years ago, the thing is that our bodies and our mind are always neurologically programmed and primed to remember things that actually how do I say, hurt us the most. And it's unfortunate, but it's the way it is, because that most of us, those who have studied any bit or read any bit about neuroscience, we know that this frontal, the part of the front, this brain, this part called the amygdala, not Queen Amygdala in Star Wars, but amygdala. The thing about the amygdala is that it actually it is the memory center of the brain. But the thing is that I think most of us who know about neuroscience will know that it's very reptilian. Okay, so the so-called reptilian brain, in part of our brain, it doesn't process memory in terms of like, oh, this happened in this time at this specific day. It always actually processes that particular memory or that event that is traumatizing as if it's in a perpetual present. Okay, so for example, that someone, let me give an example, someone who has had an accident, a really traumatizing accident in which he or she actually witnessed someone close to him being injured, and 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 he himself got injured, but then while the other person is injured badly, he got away with it, or he didn't seem to be so badly traumatized, or injured compared to his friend or his family. And so as a result of that particular difference, and the way that the uh, amygdala actually processes it, okay, it can be like me years later when he gets into this situation where he has to sit in the car, and then next to someone who's driving very fast, and then it actually reignites that sense of trauma. Okay, the trauma, that sense that the traumatizing event is actually recurring again. So the thing is this: I said, the amygdala processes it as if it's going to happen again and again and again and again. So that's just the way it goes. Okay, the thing is this: most of us, we have had, those who have lived through PTSD or some form of narcissistic abuse will know that we we have some kind of memory that is embedded in us, not just in our brains but even in our bodies, that lead us to actually to remember some things about the experience. And no matter how much we try to suppress it, this is a fact. Our body and our brains, our neurology will always retain it. So for example, some of us actually, like we that's why we freeze. Okay, the flight, fight mode, and the freeze, and also fawn, these responses actually emerge. And there's a freeze. There's the For me, I think it's actually largely the freeze response. It was largely a freeze response back then. And this person, Mr. Sumin, I don't know who he is or she is. But okay, anyway, but hi. The thing is this: the the thing is that we all have our own ways of dealing with it, and these four trauma responses to fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Okay, they actually always have they always hold a lot of currency in the way we respond to all these events, and I don't care about these people. I'm going to remove these trolls. Okay, okay. The thing is this. Okay, the so back to this whole thing about the fight, flight response, and fight, flight, freeze, fawn response. Okay, this. There's some people scold all these bad words at me. I don't really care. I'll just block you. Uh, I'm doing this live just only because I wanted to talk shame about this trauma anniversaries. You don't want to stay on. You just want to go and throw, get lost. Okay, the door is open to you. So the thing is this. Okay, the thing about us as if we are survivors and we have lived through these kind of responses, this kind of traumatizing events, is that you don't want to actually you don't actually want to end up giving that activity or that particular uh, thing, okay, any form of power over you. So what is it that you must do? Okay, because I'm going to be honest, because I have had the experience. Okay, today is 25th of July. Um, it's actually not always the best day for me because it's actually the birthday of the ex-groomer, the abuser in my life about 8 years ago, and the thing was that 3 days after this paragraph high, um, 3 days after that particular birthday of the ex-groomer, I was discarded, and the thing is, if it's discard, is one thing, but if it's discard is one thing, but it's not just discard. It actually involves abuse and emotional, verbal, and mental abuse. And where such kind of behavior, you know that this thing will always leave its mark on you. And I had the unfortunate thing is like you know that actually for years, for the last 8 years, there are moments on and off when I actually got out of it, where I actually don't have to actually deal with it, the memory of it. But like I think about 2018, that was when I was 네입군. Yes, I 한국말 할수 있어요, but I'm not going to talk to you in Korean because I'm sharing about my PTSD experience. Okay, the thing is this. Okay, the so distracting. The thing is this. Okay, this PTSD experience. Okay, for me it was like it obviously left its mark, and because it left its mark, okay, let's just talk a little bit. Let me just backtrack. From 2016 to 2018, those 2 years were actually 2 or 3 years were spent on trying to recover, and I thought that after 2018 I would be okay. I was slowly recovering, and then into even in COVID, I mean, there are moments when I might get triggered by some secondary posts or tertiary posts of some people about the ex-groomer or the ex-abuser, but um, that's fine, But the thing is, when my grandmother passed away in 2022, and that was a few months after her passing, I realized that in the end that the her passing actually triggered a lot of this thing about the me needing to deal with some groomers. And the thing is this, um, I talked through this with a psychotherapist, and she herself also agreed that my maternal grandmother was a protective figure, or someone who actually stood like a guardian over me in my life. So in a way, although she was really like failing in terms of her faculties, her sight and her hearing, the thing was that she still represented that kind of figure. But when she passed, so obviously that thing, that the trauma that I had from the abuse, from the ex-abuser, okay, someone who was not really even much of a like a romantic partner, was like was actually came back. It came back in terms of nightmares. The nightmare was about one slightly slightly less than 1 month. Yeah, 1 month before the no, actually it's not 1 month. It's 1 week. Yeah, it's 1 week before the I think on 23rd of July, a few days before the anniversary, which is 28th of July. And so this whole thing about the fear, and then last year, not last year 2023, about 1 month again, 1 month or so in June 20, I think June 21st. Yeah, I had another dream, and it's all these kind of nightmares about they don't really directly involve that ex-abuser, but someone who actually had that kind of like a very fictional, fantastic character with fantasy character with all those problems that remind you of the ex-abuser, and then you realize, oh wow, all these things, the trauma has a way of coming back at you. So the thing is this, I've been trying to come to grips with this, and I asked myself, how is it that we must deal with this? And I told few friends about this, and even the one senior citizen in the gym who knows about my situation, my friend from high school, yeah, who told me that this is actually obviously PTSD that's working, and in me to cause that kind of response. And the thing is this, I'm not gonna go around and say, oh, all this usual cliche stuff about forgiving the abuse. No, don't think about that right now. Right, we're gonna just talk about how to deal with that the thing and to stop the trauma anniversary from actually acting up and hindering your life. Because the thing is this, we all want to live a life that's fully functional, regardless of our pain or trauma or whatever we have in terms of abuse and PTSD. And the thing is this, if we don't deal with it, you come back. You always come back with greater vengeance. And so I think that the one thing we need to do, especially like closer to the date of that particular traumatizing event, is that I think that way before that, I know that it sounds weird, but for us, we need to actually start planning ahead, and to think, okay, what is it I'm going to do on that very day or the few days before that event, so that I can keep myself busy, and instead of being idle, because you know that an idle mind is a devil's workshop. So when you are idle, that's when you can start ruminating. Your mind and your brain will process all this trauma and start creating certain kinds of demons and situations and things out of it, and exaggerate the whole significance of it, although it might be just many years ago and everything. So I think what we need to do is really, when it comes to trauma, we need to, and even the trauma-versaries, the trauma anniversaries, okay, don't downplay this. I don't believe in downplaying it. Our society now is actually always talking about downplaying this. I say, oh, just move on, just let it go. We are not Elsa, we're not Princess Elsa, we're not in Frozen. It doesn't make sense. But the thing is, we need to just really plan what to do, okay? And it might not be just like sitting down and kumbaya and saying, oh, I'm going to meditate away that trauma and pain. No, it doesn't need to be that kind of thing. But what we need to do is to, okay, on the very day that the thing had happened in the past, on the very day, or let's say, okay, for me it's 28th of July, there must be something that I must do to, the thing is this, we move ahead by creating new memories. So if we were to just be stuck in that memory of the past that's traumatizing, that would lead to us repeating it over and over and over again, or leading to it coming back with vengeance. So I think that what we need to do is to simply just arrange something else, something more positive. I think that I was telling that senior citizen, at one point I was telling him, do you think I should just on a Sunday arrange for makeover photo shoot or something like that, a fitness photo shoot? But I was thinking, wait, I've done enough. And then the early point, I first landed in Korea for this 3 weeks, from the 10th onwards until like the 10th, is it 10th? No, 11, 12, 11, 12, 13, and 15. So it was like a few shoots. Enough, okay. I don't need to have any more. I actually initially was just planning on 2. Then I got a third one. And then, no, actually I'm planning on 3. I got 3. Normally I do 3. Then I got 4. What did I get? I was like, okay, but it's okay, but it's fine. But the thing is, I said, why do I need to do that kind of thing at the end of the whole period of time, nearing the end of my holidays here in Korea? And then I was thinking, okay, this is not very good idea. I need to do something that is much more, you know, one thing you need to do is on that day itself, don't, or the anniversary of that trauma, don't do something stressful. Please don't go and do things like, I need to work, I need to do oh, I mean, it's okay to exercise, but don't, I need to work, I need to do some project, and it's gonna actually create a lot more stress. And when you have under a lot of stress, one thing is this: your body will definitely horn and ignite that trauma, and then it gets worse. Okay, so what you want to do is to do something that is actually very relaxing and therapeutic. I don't know what kind of things you want to do. Maybe you want to spend time with family, with friends. I mean, non-toxic family and friends. Please don't go and ask for those people who you treated you in the, or abused you in the past to come back and spend time with you. Please don't do that. Okay, you're creating additional traumatizing memories. I think what you need to do is to really just create new positive memories. So requires you to plan ahead. Okay, planning ahead to do something that you enjoy. I think for me, I haven't gone to church for a long time. So, and then as you all know, recently I just converted. That was over the last year or so, or sometime around last year. I was gradually converting to Orthodoxy. So, the Orthodox Christianity instead of like remaining in the evangelical Protestant background that I grew up in. So, in that sense, I think that going to church, experiencing the liturgy, and everything, and staying behind for lunch, having lunch with the Koreans, getting to know them, and hopefully finding some new church I can sort of attend if I ever come back to Korea again, things like that. And it's actually better than not even trying um, to do anything. Okay, and then also is better than just keeping busy in the sense of being working. Okay, so this is basically it when it comes to trauma-versaries. I'm not sure what y'all actually do to handle this for those who have been through something traumatizing. Personally, I don't. I mean, I can't speak for other people, but I know that for me, I myself, uh, because now it's officially 26 now. Was turning one. Oh my goodness, I gotta go and sleep soon. But I think that the thing is, this trauma-versaries are something that we need to really just watch out for. Okay, I know that people will just say, why do you remember all these dates? Well, no, but it's not that I want to remember it, but it's just that I know instinctively it is there. Okay, and we know instinctively that was a day. Okay, it happened. But instead of like, we're not trying to memorialize it. I'm not trying to memorialize it, but it's just the way it is. Okay, it happened. I remember that it was a thing. I remember it was 3 days after the ex abuser or ex narcissist's birthday, and I don't wish good things for them anymore, because I know that they're not good people. But it's just that, what, I don't think there's a need for me to do any more than just admit that this was what happened. So I need to just move on. I mean, I don't move on, but I need to just learn how to cope and deal with it. And yeah. So anyway, so that's what I have to do and say in terms of my few cents worth. And so yeah, today is Thursday. Coming into Friday. Now it's Friday, early morning already. So very the wee hours of the morning. So yeah, bit by bit time will pass very fast, and I'll be back in Singapore. I have to do my work and everything. So but I'm trying to treasure my time here. So there's no point letting something bad spoil your day. Okay, it's all, as you say, it's all in the past. Okay, you don't want to relive the past to make your present worse. Okay, what I'm gonna do is to learn the lesson from the past so that you don't repeat that again. Okay, so anyway, that's it for now, and I think I should just try to maybe just switch off this audio, and yeah, and I hope everyone has a good day. Okay, thanks very much. Bye bye.